Well, hello, Team Northern Territory Government. So wonderful to work with you last week up in the NT and be with you on your leadership program. The first workshop between Amy and myself, we had an absolute ball and we trust that you did too. Thank you for the feedback. Got some great stuff to reinforce the good stuff we're doing, some good constructive stuff too, which we'll work on and improve for the next one when we're together. I'll see you at the end of July, but I just wanted to make sure that everyone was nice and clear on what we did as part of the brain blinkers part. What we did was identify and then remove core limiting beliefs for you and your team members. And remember, this is a double-edged sword as leaders of people. So in summary, we talked about limiting beliefs, how our beliefs affect our behavior, how they were probably imprinted on us by the age of 7, and it wasn't until we're in our mid-20s where we can actually have the ability to challenge what we hold true and therefore adjust our behavior. The limiting beliefs that came up in both cohorts, amazing stuff from I'm not good enough, I'm not old enough, I'm not experienced enough, through to I can't delegate, and many others in between. You might remember the stories we shared, the particular one with Richard and how he removed that limiting belief of I can't run. And just to remind you, the other two blinkers before I get to figuring out how we can remove them, we talked about self-sabotage. We used the COFFEE acronym there, and we talked a little bit about fear as well. In your books, you'll see them when I bring them with me up to the next program. It'll all be apparent there, and you'll have had the slides that were sent out by the faculty. But finally, the last part, and the most important part, was what we call the acid test. 4 steps to remove the blinker. 4 steps to remove that limiting belief that you might have. So the first step, A, is to be aware. So be aware that you say you can't delegate. C is to challenge the belief and always come up with something that's a little bit better, a belief that's just an incrementally better. For example, I can delegate certain things. Or for Richard, it was I can't run was the limiting belief. I could slow jog a lap with the girls. That was his better belief. So you go from the limiting belief to the better belief, and then we weigh it up. We use that concept of counterbalance to think what's the benefit of changing the belief from the limiting one to the better one, and then what's the benefit of hanging on to the old limiting belief. Remember, there's weight on both sides. It's up to you to know how much, which side is better. If the left-hand side, meaning the benefit of change, outweighs the benefit of staying the same, go to step number 3, the I in ACID, A-C-I, for imagine. Imagine what it would be like. Use your emotions, the stuff you've learned with Amy, that intelligence around understanding and perceiving yours and the emotions of others. And then the last one is D is do. Go and do it. Make it happen. So many people came up to me after the sessions and talked about how they found something that they can commit to. There was a little nugget for them that they can take home and say, that's the thing I want to change for me. And equally, a few people have come up to me and said, I know one leader in my team who I can work with on limiting beliefs, help them identify it and remove it. Either way, you're winning. Can't wait to see you at the end of July. Look forward to it, and I look forward to hearing the progress you've had up till then. Cheers.